Hi guys, my name is Borrodante, and welcome back to Outlandish Curiosity. We'll start today's episode straight to the point. We're looking at the footage I recorded earlier. So as you will see, I continued working on the pages that we finished at in the previous episode. I just went ahead and put more details into the shading, into the geometry of Gilbert's outfit, and also fixed one thing that actually some of you guys mentioned in the comments as well. I rotated the red bow in a way that it doesn't look like it's facing us directly, but is actually positioned at an angle the way the whole bag is. So as I was looking through this footage, I suddenly remembered one thing that I thought of before, but then I forgot. The fact that the red cloth, as it's seen on the left page, it's actually much bigger than whatever this red bow would represent. I think we need to add a long tail hanging down from the skull. That way it will look much more appropriate for that size of the cloth. So today we'll work on that and of course add a lot more detail to the left page. But before we do that, I wanted to do another fix. More than one person in the comments said that the shading of the pebbles, the statue overall, is too colorful, like it's very violet in the shadow and very yellow in the sunlight. And that just doesn't look right, does it? It feels like the stones are very yellow, which is not the intention. I wanted to have just some kind of golden sunlight, but not the yellow stones. So let's try and fix that. I'll select the whole stones again and we'll play a bit with the curves. That's pretty much all we need to do today for this page. So satisfying to work with selections in Art Studio. On iPad in general, like Procreate also has it pretty good. I can just freely navigate the canvas at any point and keep on selecting and move about and keep doing it again and again, combining straight lines with curves, undoing every action. It's so forgiving, so time-saving, and just easy to use. So right now I'm selecting this foliage right here. It looks like I'm actually expecting this to work out. I'm not. I'm gonna make a soft gradient. Pretty much is gonna have like in here there will be the soft gradient coming from the bottom to the top. The actual effect that we're gonna apply to the whole statue will mostly work on the upper part, the statue itself, not the stairs or anything. And this I'm doing right now just in case some grass will be overlapped by the gradient, so it wouldn't be affected by it. Or the arm right here. Done! Super complex selection, so easy. It would be a nightmare to do in Photoshop. So now let's give it a try with hue saturation, I guess. So yellow should be simply lighter. Oh, I like when I make the red color more saturated. Looking kinda cool. One thing though, I remember that we made the whole statue darker, so it would read better on the sky's background. So I don't even know now. I guess we should go with the bright color, because if I go dark and less saturated, it just looks like cement now. So yeah, let's go brighter than the sky on the bright side of the statue, if it's possible at all. How about that? Some cool shine I added. I created this layer just to add some lighter strokes in the shadow to make it a bit softer, but then I moved on to the brighter part and added some cool shining effect. I think it's pretty cool. We are working in digital after all, let's use that. So here's the comparison. It feels so like you can't even tell exactly if it's just better because it's very different first of all. Well, overall, definitely white stuff looks way better. I like the contrast in this part, feels very nice. Comparing to this, like it's so deep of a yellow, it looks gross comparing to this, of course. It's weird, like you can work on stuff for hours and not noticing, and then you change it and it's like, of course, I should have done that a long time ago. So yeah, thanks guys for the heads up on this. We'll need to add these colors in the next page as well, where we copied the statue actually. Huh, it doesn't fit anymore. I guess I forgot I liquefied and transformed it quite a bit after I pasted it in. Well, good. It's better to actually do things differently on a different page. So as you may have noticed, I switched to a different stand, my older stand, much more simple one. Just this kind of stuff, I added some more padding to it. But more importantly, I added another cool stuff. These screws at the bottom, they allow me to like hold the tablet at the very edge of the table, not being afraid to press on the tablet. Very satisfying when you can actually do this. But that's not the reason why I switched to the stand. I broke my previous one. I was trying to change some stuff, and in the end, this happened. So the screw just broke off and its screwing part remained inside. I don't know if there's any way to get this out of there. Probably not. This was the main part that actually held the tablet on that structure that I created before. So I went back to this, and I gotta say it's very relaxing if you really compare it one after another. It has one downside. It's very low, so you kind of have the tendency of doing this when you draw, which is not cool for the neck and the spine. But really, I have this rocking chair, so I just like lean back a bit and draw like this, so it's almost like I'm laying down halfway. But most importantly, when it's lower like this, the arm is a lot lower. I used to be drawing like this, like holding my arm in the air, and this way, it's like almost hanging down at all. And the angle for drawing from the shoulder is much better, so it definitely has some benefits, and it's way more stable too. This is the best part, probably. I'm kind of enjoying myself right now as I'm drawing. It feels much more natural and relaxed. Man, this new blending brush is so useful when you need to like hide some artifacts on the edge. You just move the brush along the edge and it literally removes all the defects because it's ever-aging, so it's not dragging the colors along the side, it's actually removing details perpendicular to the edge, which is exactly what I need. By the way, someone said in the comments that it wasn't a great idea to just copy the previous page to this one. Thing is, I copied this part and you saw already I changed it quite a lot that I couldn't even just paste in the new version on top. And generally, I'm painting over it, like I'm changing a lot. Like there's just a bunch of colors that will be exactly the same anyway. And if I want to change them, I can change air perspective or something on top of what I copied. That's totally easy to do. Oh, by the way, Kevin asked to remove the highlight on this page. Like, it's not really serving any good purpose on this page now, because in the previous one it was kind of like directing the viewer with the light here. Like, it's where you should be looking at. It's kind of cool. But on the new page, it's like literally doing the opposite, like creating a confusion in a way. Man, the new blending is so cool to work with. Like, it's actually useful. Not really changing the art style so I can continue the book easily, but it's just saving time and making certain brush strokes so much more fortunate. Like, they look cool, more professional. Alright, so there's text pretty much everywhere, so we don't really touch anything else. Let's add the red tail for our bow in here, and maybe that'll be it. As I think about it, what do these super tiny parts of the cloth mean? It makes no sense at all. Let's make it thicker, like the actual cloth that we saw on the previous page. There you go, that's much better. Very nice progress. It was so lonely on this page when there was no red tail. Felt kind of lame. This is way better. And the text is only on top, so we're not even interfering with anything. Dope! Oh, one more thing I wanted to fix. I made these wrinkles like this, but that means like if there's someone fat underneath, creating a muffin top over the belt, and these kind of wrinkles would form only with that kind of belly. But Gilbert is fit, so these folds will actually go like vertical and long. They wouldn't just end here. There's no curvature in this area, so why would they end? So we need to stretch these wrinkles much longer and see how it works. Oh yeah, there you go, like already it looks much more recognizable as a normal shirt. Finally, another awesome advantage of this kind of ever-aging blending, actual raw quick strokes now look like they're something that can be left like this in a final product, and it will just look artistic and cool, and not just some digital unfinished work. Of course, it's also about the fact that the brush itself is acting pretty awesomely now. My brush, I mean. I changed it. But the blending part is also a huge deal here. Barely remembered to add the shadow from this black lace. It didn't have any before. It's so weird that I forgot that. I'm like 100% sure that was because I had the different stand before and it was distracting. Oh yeah, one more thing, I guess the last thing to talk about, not really to fix, because I don't think it's a mistake. Someone in the comments said that this part, this whole part, it's weird that it's brighter, like why is it brighter? Why is there more light underneath the jacket than on top of it? That's not brightness, that's like air perspective. That's just something you do sometimes in a painting, especially it looks unusual in a close-up because you're adding air perspective somewhere where like there's no way there would be an atmospheric actual fog in there, it's too close, but you just do that to show the depth. Like, it is brighter than something in the shadow, but it's darker than the lit part. This is literally the color. It's darker, and most importantly, it's a lot paler, which is the sign that this is in the background, further away. I don't know, like, sometimes it doesn't work out, but I think it looks pretty good. I really like it. Otherwise, if I would make it black, it wouldn't work correctly as well, because there should be reflected light from the pants or the ground onto this part, so it wouldn't be black. Then it would be pretty much the same color as this surface of the shirt and the bag, so it would just blend together. I wouldn't be able to show the outline of the objects that we actually care about to the bag. It would just blend together, so that's what you do in a painting sometimes. You just add air perspective wherever you want. I could have made it like the very saturated orange color and it would be totally fine as well. Well, I mean, it would break from the style of the rest of the pages, but it could work out. Chinese artists, they do that, and I learn everything from them. Okay, I think I'm done with this page, with this spread, most likely. Maybe I'll add some final touches later, but for now it feels very much ready to me. Great improvement, especially I love the way the shirt turned out. So yeah, we finished this chapter. In the next episode, we're moving on to the next one, where Gilbert will be traveling through a different forest and telling us a bit about that flora and fauna. The colors of the statue are pretty much on point. They're consistent. Cool. So yeah, tell me guys what you think about everything. I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Stretch. Do wherever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. It felt so good to paint at this angle. Weird. As usual, I played myself with changing everything the way I wanted, not necessarily making things better. Like, I felt so relaxing and awesome today.